Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the podcast. And today I'm going to go my review of AEW's Dynamite. And welcome to your AEW post show as well. Starting off tonight, we got Adam Page and Samoa Joe having a face-to-face. Both guys walk out to the ring. Page grabs a microphone first. He talks about the 6 years of AEW. Page also says that he was very confused last week from Samoa Joe. Yeah, well, no shit. Page says that Joe has been angry with himself for quite some time. Page says that he's giving Joe the shot because he owes Samoa Joe. Page then also says that he will not let Joe just take the title. Joe says that if it wasn't for the ops, Page would not be AEW champion. Joe then says that Page isn't a champion, but instead he's a fraud. Joe says that he's going to show Page and the world who Page truly is. And then Page says that Joe can't outlast him. A couple things I'm going to talk to you guys about with this, man, and I will talk more about this towards the end of today's show. I'm going to be honest, man. Number one, this was probably the best promo that we got from Samoa Joe in this banter back and forth between Joe and Adam Page. And to be honest with you, this is the prototypical definition of somebody trying to turn chicken shit into chicken salad. This match, and I vented my frustrations with this fucking match last week. This match was made out of fucking thin air, to be honest with you. This match was solely made due to the fact that Samoa Joe had felt disrespected by Adam Page because when the time came after the match, Adam Page then handed the Trios title over to Powerhouse Hobbs and then handed the belt over to Joe, and the belt hit the floor. Joe looked pissed off. He looked confused. He ended up sucker punching Adam Page and telling Adam Page that you've never beat me. And now we get to this, and this is the reason why this match is booked between Adam Page defending the AEW World Title against Samoa Joe at Wrestle Dream. I'm going to be honest, man. Do I think the match is going to be good? On paper, Samoa Joe versus Adam Page is going to be a good match. The logic gaps leading up to this matchup, the reason why they're throwing this match together is what I'm pissed off about. I'm going to be honest, man. I don't think Wrestle Dream is going to be all that. I just don't. They're throwing this shit together. They're doing rematches on this card, whether it's, Chris Statlander and Tony Storm. We're getting a bullshit match between Samoa Joe and Adam Page. It's just, bro, this is my thing. And I made comments about this last week. While I respect Samoa Joe, and I do, I think Samoa Joe is great and severely underrated. Why are we not entertaining the idea, even though he was going to lose that match against Adam Page at Wrestle Dream, if they decided to book the match? Why are we not considering Mark Briscoe being a number one contender to Adam Page's world title, considering the fact that Briscoe seemingly just beat the number one contender at AEW's last pay-per-view in a tables and tax match? Why are we not entertaining that idea? And again, MJF is nowhere to be found. He's taking some time off, probably having his honeymoon, if I had to guess, because he just recently got married. He's taking some time off. MJF also, in his possession right now, holds an AEW contract for an AEW World Title shot that he has to give Tony Khan and Adam Page a week's notice before he cashes in the goddamn contract. This is the issue that AEW is going to constantly and continuously keep running into when they have people out with injury or taking time off. It's going to fuck everything up because you're not building younger stars for the future of this company or making compelling storylines for us to get invested in these title matches that you're throwing together for us to get invested in. You're throwing this Samoa Joe and Adam Page match together like a fart in the wind. Like I said, Samoa Joe is doing everything that he can in his power to turn chicken shit into chicken salad to make this match make sense. And it doesn't fucking make sense. Samoa Joe has been pretty much preoccupied for the past 9 to 10 months dealing with Jon Moxley and the Death Riders. Adam Page has also helped the ops in dealing with the Death Riders. So, and not only that, Samoa Joe hasn't really had a singles match in quite some time due to the fact that he is a trios champion with Shibata and Powerhouse Hobbs. So how Joe somehow seemingly grants himself an automatic title shot because he got pissed off that his trios championship fell on the mat and it wasn't received well from Samoa Joe. he ended up sucker punching Adam Page and telling Page that he never beat him, and that's why we're getting this championship match at Wrestle Dream. I think it's complete and utter bullshit and lazy fucking booking. I mean, come on, man. I mean, look, at the end of the day, I'm not sitting here saying that Samoa Joe is not championship worthy. I'm not sitting here saying that. But can we at least get some fucking story for us to get invested into this storyline leading us up to this matchup at Wrestle Dream? Is it that hard? I mean, literally, Samoa Joe was trying to sell a ketchup popsicle to a woman wearing white gloves in this fucking promo last night with Adam Page. Trying to convince us to give a damn about this fucking matchup taking place at Wrestle Dream when there's A, logic gaps, and no fucking story. Your story of this matchup is because Page never beat Joe, and Joe's pissed off because he seemed as if he was disrespected by Adam Page when Page tried to hand him his Trios Championship in their matchup last week. That's why we're booking this fucking match. And the other reason why we're booking this goddamn match is because you don't want to book Mark Briscoe against Adam Page, and MJF's taking time off, so he's not going to face off against Adam Page at Wrestle Dream. It's a fucking joke, man. It's a joke. Moving on from that, speaking of the Death Riders, we get Jon Moxley versus Ishii. I thought the match was decent. Back and forth matchup between Moxley and Ishii, with Moxley and Ishii both exchanging in the middle of the ring. Marina Shafir, who was ringside, attacks Ishii. This allowed the distraction from the referee and Jon Moxley. Ishii then somehow gets out of that, hits a powerbomb on Jon Moxley for a near fall in the middle of the ring. Moxley then hits a cutter on Ishii for a near fall, followed by a devastating pile driver. Moxley then hits a foot stomp on Ishii in the middle of the ring for a near fall, followed by a paradigm shift for a near fall. But Moxley applies a choke on Ishii. The referee sounds for the bell, and your winner of the match is Jon Moxley. Hats off to Jon Moxley for getting the win in this matchup. Moving on from that, we have a street fight. It is the Gates of Agony and Ricochet taking on the Hurt Syndicate. I thought it was a decent match. Back and forth matchup between both teams, with the Gates of Agony and Ricochet keeping the pace of the match. Ricochet then hits a running senton off the stage, taking out everyone on the outside. Bishop Khan then hits an elbow drop off the apron on Lashley through a table. Lashley then hits a spear on Ricochet in the Gates of Agony. Shelton Benjamin then hits a release German suplex on Ricochet through a table, pins for the 3, and your winners of the match are the Hurt Syndicate. Hats off to the Hurt Syndicate for getting the win in this matchup. Moving on from that, we get the return for the first time since, I believe, 2022. Jurassic Express makes their return as a tag team, taking on a bunch of jobbers. This was a glorified squash match with Jurassic Express keeping the pace. Jurassic Express ultimately hits the finish, pins for the 3, and your winners of the match are Jurassic Express. After the match, you can see the Young Bucks rush the ring. They attack Jurassic Express. The Bucks hit a BTE trigger on Luchasaurus. Nick Jackson then grabs a microphone and says that it will be the Young Bucks taking on Jurassic Express at Wrestle Dream. Some interesting stuff there between the Young Bucks and Jurassic Express. Moving on from that, we go into a highly anticipated matchup that took place last night that they, titled it Kyle versus Kyle 2. I don't remember seeing Kyle versus Kyle 1. Maybe it was on Collision, and no one watches Collision. But we get Kyle versus Kyle 2. It is Kyle O'Reilly taking on Kyle Fletcher for the TNT title. The match itself, I thought, was actually a good match. Back and forth matchup between O'Reilly and Fletcher, with Fletcher keeping the pace of the match. O'Reilly hits a running knee off the apron, taking out Fletcher. O'Reilly and Fletcher then both exchange in the middle of the ring, with Fletcher hitting a brainbuster on O'Reilly in the middle of the ring, followed by a running kick. And then Fletcher hits another devastating brainbuster on O'Reilly, pins for the 3, and your winner of the match and still TNT champion is Kyle Fletcher. After the match, Roderick Strong comes out. He attacks Archer. Rocky Romero is here. He attacks Roderick Strong as well. Mark Briscoe is here, and he attacks Lance Archer. And then both Briscoe and Fletcher have a stare down in the middle of the ring. Moving on from that, we go into our next match of the night. This is Mercedes Moné's Open Challenge. And the person that answers that challenge is none other than Lacey Lane, a.k.a. Kaden Carter, for the TBS title. I thought it was a good match, decent match, back and forth matchup between Moné and Lane, with Moné keeping the pace of the match. Moné then hits a 3 Amigos on Lacey Lane, followed by Lane hitting a springboard leg drop on Moné, but Moné hits the finish on Lacey Lane. pins for the 3, and your winner of the match, and still TBS champion, is Mercedes Moné. Hats off to Mercedes Moné for getting the win in this matchup. Moving on from that, we have a double Jeopardy match, pretty much an elimination matchup. It is Okada teaming up with Takeshita to take on Brody King and Bandito, where the winner of this matchup will seemingly be the new number 1 contender for the AEW Tag Team titles. The match itself, I thought, was a good match. Back and forth matchup between both teams with Okada and Takeshita keeping the pace of the match. Takeshita then hits a Blue Thunder Bomb in the middle of the ring, followed by Takeshita hitting a Poison Rana on Bandito. Okada then hits a Rainmaker on Bandito, pins for the 3. And your winners of the match and new number 1 contenders for the AEW Tag Team titles are Okada and Takeshita. And that match will take place at this year's Wrestle Dream. Moving on from that, we go into our next match of the night. It is the main event of AEW's Dynamite. It is Orange Cassidy taking on Pac. I thought it was a decent match. Back and forth matchup between Cassidy and Pac, with Pac keeping the pace of the match. Orange Cassidy then hits an orange punch on Pac in the middle of the ring for a near fall. Pac then gets up, hits a tombstone pile driver on Orange Cassidy in the stands. Absolutely brutal spot. Darby then was seen cuffing Pac's ankle to the railing, but somehow Pac gets free. Orange then hits a roll-up on Pac, pins for the 3, and your winner of the match is Orange Cassidy. After the match, Darby Allin is here. Darby then sprays Pac with something. Darby then attacks Wheeler Yuta. Darby then has a Molotov cocktail holding in his hand. He goes to light it, but all of a sudden AEW security comes out of nowhere and literally spears Darby Allin into a bunch of trash cans like Ray Lewis, which I thought was absolutely hilarious. A couple things I want to talk about, man, when it pertains to AEW Dynamite before I get the hell up out of here. You know, look, man, and I said this last week, and for those people, and I'm gonna explain something to a lot of people here. That's gonna be a hot take. I'm not bashing AEW to try to get clicks, man. I'm not. And I'm not even mad with AEW. I'm mad with how AEW is being run. And I know a lot of people have said that. And honestly, I agree with them 110%. The way this company has been run for the past 2 years has been the drizzling shits, to be honest with you. It's lazy. It's lackadaisical booking. It's, the give a damn anymore is just not there. It's just, they don't give a shit, man. And I told you guys, bro, I don't know what the fuck happened with AEW. I don't know if this has something to do with Cody Rhodes. The CM Punk situation with the Elite and, the backstage stuff that happened with Tony Khan and CM Punk. Tony Khan has taken his foot off the gas pedal and has pumped the brakes. And I know why he did it. He was doing everything in his power a few years ago to seemingly have AEW as a viable product. So when the time came for a TV rights deal, he brought everything to the table. And he secured and locked in that new TV rights deal with Time Warner and Warner Media. And now that he got that money, he don't give a shit about what he's putting out week in and week out. He just doesn't care. And speaking of the TV rights deal, I'm going to be honest, bro. If I was somebody that was working or was in control of this TV rights deal with AEW, I would seriously be contemplating having another TV rights deal with AEW when the time comes. Or it will not be substantial enough like he got his last contract deal. AEW has not been a viable product for the past 2 years, bro. The thing that's keeping this company afloat right now barely is their pay-per-views. And that's barely. Ratings have been down. Ticket sales have been down. Pay-per-view buys have been down as well. Even though it's the only thing that's really keeping them afloat right now. I mean, look, man, it's, if you even go back to the residency they just had at a 2300 Arena in South Philly, they're barely selling that arena out. And it's not even an arena. It's a bingo hall in South Philly. You know what I mean? Like, and they'll go to All In and sell out 18,000 tickets. And we can barely fill a bingo hall in South Philly that holds maybe close to 1,000 people. Compared to 18,000 people in London, in England. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just, I don't know. I really don't know. I don't know the direction of where this company is going. And my thing is, I don't want AEW to fail. For those people out there who are like, oh, well, he already made comments saying that he doesn't want to rub shoulders with these people and he just wants his company to fail and he's doing this shit for clicks. I'm not doing this shit for clicks. I want AEW to succeed. I want AEW to be around for the next 20, 30 years or as long as I'm alive. I want this company to succeed. I want them to be around. I want them to be the number one, if not number two company in the States. That's what I want. And right now, I'm going to be honest. I think AEW is number two as far as wrestling in the States, bro? I don't even know. Because you could look at the narrative right now in TNA. They're doing big shit over in TNA. They're going to be locking in a TV deal here soon. Supposedly, that's the rumor, speculation. They just had that NXT versus TNA showdown event that happened again last night, head-to-head with AEW. I mean, TNA is doing a lot of shit. On top of that, they just had, what was it, Bound for Glory? That looks like it's going to be a hell of a lot better than Wrestle Dream, if I'm not mistaken. So again, you have to ask the question, bro, what the fuck happened to AEW? You know what I mean? Like, for example, a lot of free agents, and that's the other thing I want to talk to you guys about here in a second. There's a lot of free agents out there that have still yet to be, and I'm not sitting here saying that AEW or Tony Khan needs to sign all these free agents. But there's a reasons why they haven't really entertained the idea of going over to AEW. You think Tony Khan has a good track record with talent? Look how he treated Ricky Starks, bro. Look how he treated Penta and Ray Phoenix. Especially Ray Phoenix. A lot of these superstars that want to go, that are looking for another deal or looking for more money or wanting to go over AEW, Tony Khan might have stained himself with how he treated, said talents while they were there, trying to leave the company. It might not be a good look. You know what I mean? That's why we're not going to see a Santos Escobar. And speaking of Escobar real quick, he looks like he's staying with WWE. He looks like he's on his way back. And then, and as far as that, I mean, besides the Escobar thing, which I'm happy Santos Escobar actually is staying in WWE. I don't know the direction of where this company's going, bro. And I made comments about this last week where you look at someone like Kenny Omega. Kenny Omega looks like he does not want to fucking be there, man. He feels like he's not interested in the show. He's not interested in being in AEW. He looks unhappy. He looks like he'd rather play video games over in Japan. You know what I mean? He looks like he does not want to fucking be there. And do I blame him? No, I don't. This company has not been the same in the past 2 years than what it once was in the first 3 years of its existence. And what the funny thing is you would, seemingly figure out or assume, if you will, that the first 3 years of AEW might be a little murky, might be a little shaky. No, the first 3 years of AEW was fucking fantastic. But as time goes on, the company's getting worse. You figured to have a little rough spot in the beginning and then progressively get better over time. No. They go from being great in the beginning to fucking horrible. Now, it's almost fucking unwatchable. And I don't know what the fuck happened with this company, man. I really don't. I don't know what kind of creative team that he has, or whoever the fuck is on the writing team for this company, but fire him. My God, man. This shit is so fucking bad. And it's a shame because I want this company to succeed, bro. There's so many good moments from this company that even to this day I still hold on to. And there's been 6 years of AEW. I mean, come on, bro. Sting's retirement match? Come on, man. You want to talk about a fucking moment. Sting's retirement match. The vignettes. The fact that we had Sting's kids out there with him, being a part of his entrance. The old school Sting with the American flag Sting and the Sting from the the NWO Wolfpack, and then we get Sting himself. It was a great fucking moment. The debut of Brody Lee. Come on, man, as the Exalted One. Come on. The Dark Order and what they did. And that debut. Cody Rhodes, CM Punk. You know what I mean? And then, you get the debut of Bryan Danielson and Adam Cole on the same fucking night. And then you have Tony Khan, who is the owner and CEO of AEW, have the audacity to say that 2025 has been the best year in AEW's existence. Are you fucking insane? Seriously, are you fucking insane? The best year of AEW's 2025? Compared to years ago when we had Sting's retirement match, to when we had the debut of Danielson and Adam Cole, Brody Lee, Cody Rhodes, the debut of CM Punk, who was gone from wrestling for 8 fucking years. You still have the audacity and the gall to say that 2025 has been the best year for AEW? You've lost your fucking mind. That's how delusional this guy is. That's how delusional this company is to even remotely say anything like that. Are you fucking insane? Best year, 2025? Come on, bro. Come on, man. Like, what are we fucking doing here? What are we doing? Seriously. And the fucked up thing about it, and I mentioned this earlier, unfortunately, with you have guys taking time off or out with injury, it's AEW suffers. Swerve being out, Will Ospreay being out, hell, even Keith Lee being out, Adam Cole, Britt Baker not being there, Serena Deeb, Sheeta, Camille, Wardlow. With all these names being out, it hurts this company. It cripples almost this company because they don't know how to build younger stars or compelling storylines. What Swerve and Will Ospreay was trying to do while they were there before they got injured was give you a match that was worthwhile. Even though there was no fucking story attached to it, you know you were going to get a banger match. Because again, a Swerve and Will Ospreay can have a match with a loaf of bread to be a 5-star goddamn match. And that's not glazing, that's the truth. But because this company doesn't know how to build younger stars, this company every single week fucking fails, bro. You look at someone like Kyle Fletcher, who is going to be the future of this company. You just had him in a match, a 40-minute match against Adam Page, and he lost. Lost. What does it do for Kyle Fletcher? What does it do for Fletcher? There's been multiple opportunities for Kyle Fletcher, and he's come up short. That's a guy right there that you could build this company for the next 15, 20 years. MJF. You want to talk about the first 3 years compared to now of what we've seen with MJF. The past 2 years for MJF, he hasn't done shit. The last time I can honestly truly say I was actually invested in what MJF was doing is what he was doing with the whole devil mask shit with Adam Cole. That was the last time I was invested with anything that MJF was doing. MJF and the shit that he's been doing as of late has been beneath him. I respect the hell out of Mark Briscoe, bro, but that match that he had, that Tables and Tax match, was below MJF. MJF should be the guy. And not only that, not only should he be the guy, when you have people like Ospreay and Swerve out with injury, he should be the next guy up. Yeah, you got Adam Page, I get it, but MJF should be in that conversation. And he's not. He's not. MJF should be the next guy. MJF should be the guy that carries this company for the next 10, 15 years. No, we got him in a tables and tax match against Mark Briscoe. Which seemingly AEW doesn't really give a shit about Mark Briscoe because you look at his track record in AEW and it really hasn't been all that well. I mean, Christ, bro, look at the Continental Classic tournaments that he's been involved in. They couldn't even give the guy a goddamn win in one of those fucking tournaments. But AEW and Tony Khan really give a shit about Mark Briscoe. No, they fucking don't. No, they don't. The only thing that's keeping them on TV right now is the conglomeration, which is pretty much a created stable, if you will, with Paragon. That's it. They have no sense of direction with Mark Briscoe. Even if he goes up against Kyle Fletcher for the TNT title, he's going to lose. Do you see Mark Briscoe being AEW World Champion? No, I don't. And it's not taking anything away from Mark Briscoe. I think Mark Briscoe is great. I think the Briscoes are one of the most underrated tag teams of all time. Rest in peace to Jay Briscoe. But as far as Mark Briscoe having a singles run that's going to be anything close to what he did with his brother Jay, no. No. It's not going to happen with Mark Briscoe in AEW. As far as having a better reign than what he did as the Briscoes tag, no way. No way. The Briscoes were a phenomenal tag team. A fantastic tag team. But AEW, even at the time, didn't know what the hell to do with the Briscoes. They had no sense of direction for the Briscoes in AEW. Logic gaps, illogical booking, and the fact that we have injuries out the wazoo for AEW, it cripples this company, bro. It does. It honestly does. And you look at something like, I mean, you look at the card last night, man. You had Sammy Guevara cut that promo about the fact that, Eddie Kingston is going up against the Beast Mortos. Holy shit. Sammy Guevara in LFI makes no fucking sense at all. And the reason why Guevara is with LFI is because Rhodes is out with injury. And he's going to be sidelined for quite some time. So they had to do something with Guevara. And I'm going to give you guys another little news break. Ring of Honor is done. Ring of Honor is a shit product. I'm sick and tired of hearing about Ring of Honor on AEW television, bro. And how it somehow correlates with what happens on AEW. No. Ring of Honor has been shit. Nobody gives a fuck about Ring of Honor. And I hate when they try to shove that down your throat. Oh, Ring of Honor, oh yeah. Like, prime example, Mercedes Moné's open challenge last night. Now, credit, do I hate the idea? No, because you bring in someone like Kaden Carter or, Lacey, whatever the hell her name was, that they changed, but I'm going to call her Kaden Carter from what I remember. It might bring in Katana Chance for an opportunity at the women's tag team titles. Now, if that happens, I'm all for it. I'm all for it. But you brought her in because she had a Ring of Honor match. That's why. Oh, you know what? She wrestled for Ring of Honor. We're going to give her Mercedes Moné. Which, again, Moné is only, roughly 7 to 8 days away from breaking Jade Cargill's record. So by next week's Dynamite, she would beat the record. Which I've been saying that now for I don't know how long. That they're keeping the TBS title on Moné until she beats Jade Cargill's record. She's only 8 days away from that, folks. 8 days away. 8 days away, and we don't even have a match for her, from what I understand, leading up to this year's Wrestle Dream. Is Moné going to defend the TBS Championship at Wrestle Dream? Against who? There is nobody else. Nobody. Why do you think Toni Storm dropped the AEW Women's title to Chris Statlander? Because there is nobody else, bro. Nobody else. Me personally, with all due respect to Kaden Carter, I was hoping for a Dakota Kai. A lot of people were speculating that Dakota Kai was going to come in, sign a contract with AEW, and be the person that accepts the open challenge for Moné's TBS Championship. That was not the case. So where's Dakota Kai? Where's Shayna Baszler? Where are these women? Why are we not entertaining the idea of bringing these women in to AEW? Dakota Kai was already rumored to be with AEW a while back ago, and then end up going back to WWE. Why are we not entertaining that idea? You know what I'm saying? Like, what are we doing here? What are we doing? You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't understand it, man. I just don't. You know, I made comments about the Samoa Joe and Adam Page match. Like I said, bro, at the end of the day, Joe's trying to do whatever he can to turn chicken shit into chicken salad. And hopefully the shit would work. That's exactly what the hell he's doing. 100%. And the match was made out of thin air. Literally, out of thin air. But are you actually invested in this match? No, I'm not. I'm not. Why? Because there's nothing to be invested in. There's no fucking storyline for this goddamn matchup. Nothing. I think the most funny, and not only that, the one thing I remember from last night's show was the fact that Darby Allin is standing there looking insane with a Molotov cocktail in his hand, getting ready to light it. And the next thing you know, this security guy comes out of nowhere and tackles his ass like he's Ray Lewis. I mean, he levels Darby Allin into a bunch of trash cans and shit. It was some shit that you would see from Ray Lewis. I mean, he leveled Darby Allin. I thought it was absolutely fucking hilarious. It was hilarious. He ragdolled him. It was hilarious. And he's sitting there trying to light this Molotov cocktail, and this guy comes out of nowhere and just, bam, tackles him. Like Ray Lewis. Thought it was absolutely hilarious. But am I excited for Darby Allin and Jon Moxley? Not entirely. I'm not. Hell, I've been done with this Death Rider shit ever since the Adam Page and Jon Moxley match at All In. I'm done with it. I'm done with it. Jon Moxley, after that match and after he lost the AEW World title, Death Riders, especially Jon Moxley, should have taken some time off. Took some time off, refreshed. Nope, we get Jon Moxley literally the following week after All In. Right into a match. When he's, almost killed this company for, 9-10 months, bro? Come on, man. Come on. And you look at something like the Don Callis family. Don Callis family started to look like an NWO 2.0 with how many people were on that goddamn stable. Takeshita, Okada, Fletcher, Archer, Romero, Hechicero, Andrade. I mean, Jesus Christ, man. Were they going to try to bring Santos Escobar in and have him align himself up to Don Callis family? Nah. He probably saw the writing on the wall, was like, nah, I'm good. I'm going to stay back in WWE. Don't blame him. I don't blame him. We need storyline in this company, man. I don't know. To me, it seems like they're booking this show the day of. Hours leading into the show. And that's what we're getting. This shit is just, I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't. And like I said, I'm not here to try to gain clicks to be like, oh, he's going to hate on AEW just to receive. No, bro, I'm not. Because I want AEW to succeed. And I also shit on WWE when it's bad. When it's good, it's good. Hell, I said Monday Night Raw was probably the best Raw that we've seen in months. Facts. A lot of people agree with me on that. It's the truth, man. I'm not here to sugarcoat shit. AEW Dynamite has been shit for quite some time. Quite some time. And unfortunately, with the lack of build towards future stars and the lack of the fact that we don't have superstars that are on television right now because they're out with injury, this company suffers. Imagine if we had all hands on deck right now. Ospreay, Swerve, Keith Lee. We brought in Sheeta, Camille, Wardlow. Everybody was all healthy and ready to go. Adam Cole. You would probably get better matches, if not story, for those matches, or at least anticipated matches. There's not really a match on WrestleDream that I'm really excited about, bro, to be honest with you. I'm just not. I'm not. And I'm going to be honest, bro. I didn't see much of what, TNA and NXT did as far as that Showdown event was concerned last night. I wouldn't be surprised if it surpassed them in the ratings last night, to be honest with you. I thought last night's Dynamite show was shit. I did. I thought it was shit. I know they were live in Daly's Place in Jacksonville, and it has a lot of, history with AEW. I get it. I mean, hell, they had a lot of matches there. They held matches there during the pandemic. I get it. It's the home of AEW. I understand it. But my God, man, if we go back to what we got in the first 3 years to what we got now in the last 3, vastly different. And I understand things do change over time, but my God, does it necessarily have to change for the worst? Because of the past couple years, man, AEW has progressively gotten worse over time. And it's sad. It honestly is sad, because it's not like they don't have the fucking talent, man. They got the talent. We just want story. Give us a reason why, bro. Get the fans invested. But no, you have, like I said, you had the audacity and the gall to sit there and say that 2025 has been the best year in AEW's existence. Are you fucking insane? I just named a bunch of shit and rattled off a bunch of things that's happened in AEW. You still say that 2025 is better for AEW than the past years for AEW? How? AEW has gotten worse, bro. They've gone from selling out arenas to barely selling out bingo halls in South Philly. Pay-per-view numbers are down. Attendance is down. Ratings are down. What more? I mean, the proof is in the pudding, bro. I mean, what was it? Last week it was AEW's 6-year anniversary show. It was the lowest rated show in AEW's history, from what I've heard. I think it was 400,000 people that viewed the show or some shit like that. But they said it was one of the lowest rated shows in AEW's existence. And that was their anniversary show, bro. I mean, come on, man. Like, the proof is in the pudding. Majority of the fan base that you once had are gone. They're gone. You know where they're at? They're in WWE. They're in WWE. They're retired of the way the show was being looked. And when CM Punk left, those fans that love CM Punk, they left AEW in droves, man. Droves. They were done with AEW. They were going to follow CM Punk, and they're going to follow him wherever the hell he does and wherever the hell he goes. And they lost a humongous fan base because of that. Cody Rhodes said the hell with it and walked. And look at him now. He's the quarterback of WWE. The flagship guy that carries that company on his back. In a highly profile matchup against Seth Rollins this weekend at Clash of Paris. Not Clash of Paris. Crown Jewel in Perth. Very, very anticipated matchup. Highly anticipated matchup. So why can't we get that same kind of shit in AEW? Video packages, vignettes, storylines. Why can we not get that in AEW? No, you want to book this shit like it's WCW 2000 or All Japan Pro Wrestling. We're going to put on 5-star matches, bro. You're going to need more than that. Because the thing of it is with that, and if people want to look at, oh, well, they're putting on 5-star matches. Okay, sure. But how many times are we going to run that same 5-star match back because you don't want to have compelling storylines or actually have future stars of this company that can put on other 5-star matches besides seeing the same 5-star matches for the next couple years that we've already seen multiple times already? And that's where AEW is going to run into an issue. That's where AEW is going to run into a problem. Because you're not building up younger stars in the future of this company. Guys like Kyle Fletcher, MJF, Takeshita. Guys that can carry this company on their back for the next 10, 15 years. You know what I mean? Like, for example, with Takeshita, you got him in a tag team matchup with Okada against Brody King and Bandito for the AEW tag team titles. With all due respect to Bandito and Brody King, I'd rather see Okada versus Takeshita for the Unified Championship at WrestleDream due to the hostility they've had as of late. You got a story right there between those two gentlemen. Why can't we go off that story and the fact that both these guys have been pretty much at each other's throats for the past couple weeks? Okada gets pissed off with Takeshita. He says, you know what? You want a match? I'll give you one. I'll put the Unified Championship on the line and let's see let's see really who is the best. Takeshita versus Okada for the Unified Championship. And I will put Takeshita over in that match and have him become the new Unified Championship because it's not going to affect Okada at all. But no, we're not getting that match. Instead, we're getting Okada and Takeshita teaming up to take on Brody King and Bandito for the AEW Tag Team titles. Even though the story in itself is there with Okada and Takeshita facing off against each other for the Unified Championship. Due to the fact that they've been pissed off with each other for the past couple weeks. But you know what? We're gonna look past that, and we're just gonna act like it never happened. It's a logical booking, man. It's not hard to comprehend, folks. It's really not. It's not. The storylines are there. The storylines in AEW are there. They just don't want to. They don't want to do anything about it. Tony Khan doesn't give a fuck. He doesn't care. I mean, like I said, MJF has that contract, but he has to give a week's notice to cash in that fucking contract. What is the purpose of the contract for then? Oh, we don't want to be like the other company. The whole fucking premise of that contract was built off Money in the Bank. Oh, but we don't want to be like the other company, and we want to give more prestige to our titles. What fucking prestige? What? The TNT titles got prestige? Bullshit. Unified Championship? That international championship shit's been floated around so many fucking times it's unreal. I mean, Christ, bro, at times you have Okada walking around here like Misawa or Kawada from All Japan Pro Wrestling with the Triple Crown Championship. It's almost like the same fucking thing from All Japan that we're seeing in AEW with Okada walking around with 3 fucking titles. Why? Why? It makes no fucking sense. He's walking around with 3 titles, and we're also introducing women's tag team titles. This company has more titles than, I don't know, shit. It's crazy. It's insane. The match to make was Okada versus Takeshita for the Unified Championship, not Okada and Takeshita teaming up to take on Brody King and Bandito. And you can say, well, what's going to be next for Brody King and Bandito? I don't know. They have no problem putting in other superstars and giving them automatic championship opportunities. Look at Rio with Mercedes Moné. Hell, you could have had a triple threat tag team matchup with the Bucks, Jurassic Express, and Brodito for the AEW tag team titles at this year's Wrestle Dream. Would I have hated it? No. No. I wouldn't have. Would it piss me off? No. Because at the end of the day, it's not like they built up a superstar to be a number 1 contender. Like I said, they brought Rio back, who was gone for, Christ, I don't know how long. Probably over a year. To bring her back and automatically give her an instant title shot because she's Rio. You know, I just heard news that Sheeta signed a contract extension with AEW. Where the hell is Sheeta? Where's Nyla Rose? Where's Baker? Baker's in Guantanamo Bay. Or Guantanamo Bay. Because she had a disagreement with Tony Khan. You know what I mean? Like, what the fuck are we doing? And the Baker shit, I went off about that. Because AEW not too long ago was in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. The hometown of Britt Baker. We couldn't get a return of Baker at that show? No, we get Lee Moriarty in an open challenge for the AEW World title because, hell, you know what? Hell with it. Why the hell not? The guy's from Pittsburgh. Let's give him an AEW World title shot when he hasn't done shit. Come on, man. Like, what the fuck are we... I say all that, but what are we doing? What are we doing? Seriously. I told you guys before, my grandmother could book a better fucking show than this shit. What are we fucking doing? What are we doing? Illogical gaps out the fucking wazoo. Nothing makes sense. You're not booking shit for the future. What happened, man? What happened? You know, it's going to be funny as shit with one day if there was like a Dark Side of the Ring episode for AEW. I want to be there, right there to watch the thing from the front to the beginning. And just hear what people had to say about AEW. Because I know a lot of shit has happened behind closed doors. It has to be. And like I said, you have somebody running the show who's fucking delusional, bro. Delusional. And I know he's delusional considering the fact that he's saying 2025 has been the best year for AEW in its 6 years of existence. Are you fucking insane, bro? You're going to surpass Cody Rhodes, surpass CM Punk, surpass Adam Cole and Bryan Danielson debuting in the same night, surpassing Sting's retirement match. We're looking past that. Well, 2025 has been the best year. 2025 has literally been the worst year in AEW's existence. From across the board, bro. Not just creative. 2025 has been the drizzling shits for AEW. No direction, no ambition, lazy ass booking. Come on, man. But you still have the audacity to say that 2025 has been the best year for AEW. Here's my question to Mr. Tony Khan. What the hell are you sipping on, bud? You see him at these post-media scrums with this damn styrofoam cup. What the hell's in that cup? What's in that cup, bro? Are you taking edibles or some shit? What are you doing? What are you doing? Like, you're that... And the thing of it is, bro, I hate the fact that he's that delusional and that naive to think what he's doing is working. And it's not. It's not. This entire company thinks that what they're doing is working. It's not, bro. I bet money that there are people there that are working with AEW that don't give a shit about this company. They're there just to collect a fucking check. I bet money on it, man. I bet this podcast on it. They don't give a fuck about AEW. Hell, Kenny Omega, one of the guys that is one of the pillars of this company that helped build AEW, the guy looks like he doesn't even want to fucking be there. Kenny Omega looks like he'd rather be anywhere else but in AEW. Christ, bro, when he came back from diverticulitis and how bad that was, his first match back wasn't even in AEW, it was in New Japan, where he faced off against Gabe Kidd. And you look at his reaction then to what his reaction is now, his facial expression. When Omega showed up to fight Gabe Kidd in New Japan, he looked like the Kenny Omega from old. Happy, excited, thrilled to be there. And then we see Kenny Omega as of late, bro. He looks like it's dreadful, bro. It looks like he doesn't want to fucking be there. I mean, he cuts that promo last week. All the fans that have been with me since day one and all this and enjoyed the journey right before he gets his ass kicked by Andrade. You can tell his facial expression on Omega looks like he's like, you know what, man, this shit it's not for me, man. I don't want to be here no more. Omega looks like he doesn't want to be here anymore. Honestly. And no offense, bro, and because of that, it looks like his legacy is almost getting tarnished, to be honest. It looks like he doesn't want to be there anymore. I don't know, man. It's sad, bro. It is. It's sad to watch this company slowly fade out. Very slow, but they're fading out. And it's sad to watch, man, because you have a guy at the realm of this with Tony Khan that it seemingly does not give a shit. He just doesn't. He's a delusional, naive guy. He thinks what he's doing is working, and it's not. It's not. I'm going to be honest, too, man. With this Wrestle Dream card, I'm happy that I'm only going to be spending $40 because I have HBO Max. This Wrestle Dream card is not worth $50. It's not. Might be a hot take for a lot of people. It ain't worth $50. No shot. It's just not. It's a card thrown together, some rematches, no storylines. I can give a shit less, man. I love AEW, but with the lack of story, lack of build, the interest, it's almost not even there because it's like they don't give a shit, bro. They just don't care. They don't. And like I said, I'm not here to bash AEW to, oh yeah, he's just doing this because it's helping him out with. No, bro. I wish I can come here week in and week out on this show for you guys and say, you know what? I'm loving what AEW is doing right now, man. I'm excited. I'm thrilled. Can't wait for next week. Can't wait for the pay-per-view. But I'm not going to sugarcoat shit just because people want me to sugarcoat shit. If it's bad, it's bad. And AEW, as of late, has been fucking horrible. And I bash Monday Night Raw. I bash SmackDown. Hell, I bashed SmackDown last week. And every time I've done a SmackDown upload as of late, it's been the same thing. Feels lackadaisical. Feels like they don't give a shit. They don't care. Monday Night Raw finally, slowly got their shit together this week. It was one of the best Raws that we got in the past few months. And it was. And I'll argue that to the moon. But did it take time to get there? Oh, yes, it did. I'm not sitting here saying that maybe Raw next week's not going to be terrible. It might be. I just wish Dynamite got back to what it once was a little bit. And what brought you to the dance. And they just don't want to do it. They just don't care. But, I don't know, man. Hopefully things will change in the future. But, we'll see. But with that being said, this is my review of AEW's Dynamite.